Welcome to The Explainer. So, you want to speak English with a lot more clarity, more confidence, right? Well, you're going to need a system. And today, we're going to unpack a really cool one from our source material. We're calling it the accent pyramid.
And let's be real, that's the goal, isn't it? It's not about sounding like a movie star or reaching some impossible perfect standard. No, it's about feeling confident when you share your ideas. Whether you're in a big meeting or just chatting with friends.
So instead of giving you some huge, overwhelming to-do list, we're going to do this a different way. We're going to build a pyramid, step by step. It's a system, you see. It takes you from the absolute basics, the sounds, all the way up to building rock-solid daily habits. All right, let's get into it. Part 1, the foundation. Every solid building needs a strong base. Well, for speaking, that foundation is made up of the individual sounds. That's ground zero. This is where we start. First up, we're going to tackle something that's a real hallmark of the American accent: long, clear vowels. I'm talking about vowel stretching. So by really exaggerating and holding sounds like E or ah, you're doing more than just a warm-up. You're actually building muscle memory. You're training your mouth for that super crisp, clear pronunciation. And check this out, because vowel length isn't just, a style thing. It completely changes the meaning. Take a look. A short I sound gives you the ship sinks, okay? But stretch that out to a long E sound, and suddenly the sheep sleep. See that? That one tiny change in sound makes all the difference. Okay, let's try something physical. This is a great little trick to help you feel a difference that can be kind of tricky for learners. So go on, try it with me. Just place your fingers lightly on your throat. So what are you feeling? For a sound like buh or duh, you should feel a little buzz, right? A vibration. Those are voiced sounds. Now try puh or tuh. Nothing, right? Just air. Those are voiceless. Using that physical feeling is such a powerful shortcut to really get this difference. Now, for some of those other tricky consonants, it all comes down to where you put your tongue. It's like gymnastics for your mouth. Seriously. Look at the R sound. Your tongue has to curl back. But for the L sound, the tip presses right up against your front teeth. It's a super precise physical movement. Okay, so we've got our foundation of sounds. Now let's move up to the next level of the pyramid, the structure. This is where we take all those individual sounds and start connecting them. We're going to find the rhythm, the music of the language. Think about it. The rhythm of English really is like a song. And that song has 3 main parts. First, you've got word stress. That's like hitting the right notes. Then there's linking, how you blend those notes together smoothly. And finally, intonation. That's the overall melody that tells you if it's a question or a statement. Just listen to this sentence. I'll stress the important parts. The present was a lovely surprise. Feel that bounce, that da-dum rhythm? That's word stress in action. And it's what gives American English its unique beat. And this is so important. Stress isn't just about sounding good, it's about making sense. A contract is a thing, right? A piece of paper. But to contract a muscle, that's a verb in action. Just by shifting that one little stress, you change the entire meaning of the word. Wild. Native speakers don't talk like this, word by word. We'd sound like robots. Instead, we link everything together. What are you doing becomes what are you doing? Going to becomes gonna. It's all about creating that smooth, connected flow that makes speech sound natural. And last but not least in this section, we've got intonation, the melody. So if your voice goes up at the end, it signals a question, right? But if your voice goes down at the end, it's a statement. It's this powerful, unspoken signal that tells people how to understand what you're saying. All right, we are at the top, the apex of our pyramid. We've laid the foundation with sounds, we've built the structure with rhythm. So what's next? How do you make all this stuff just happen without thinking about it? Well, this is where we build the habit. Our source material points to 3 really powerful tools to help you lock all this in. I want you to think of them as your own personal gym for your accent. You've got shadowing, you've got recording yourself, and you've got that daily workout routine. Shadowing is an absolute game changer. Here's why.
It trains your ears and your mouth at the exact same time. You're basically being an echo. You listen to someone speak and you repeat it right away, trying to copy everything, not just the words, but the rhythm, the intonation, even the feeling. So you're probably wondering, how much time do I need for this? And the answer might surprise you. The big takeaway here is that a little bit every day is way better than a lot once a week. You don't need to block out hours, seriously, just 10 focused minutes a day. That's it. That's enough to start building real momentum. Okay, so what could you do in those 10 minutes? Well, here's a sample plan right from our source. You could do, say, 2 minutes of those vowel stretches to warm up, then 5 minutes shadowing a few lines from your favorite TV show, and then for the last 3 minutes, record yourself and listen back. Mixing it up like this keeps things interesting and makes sure you're hitting all the important skills. All right, let's zoom back out and look at the whole pyramid again. We've built it from the ground up. So what's the point of all this? What's the real goal here?
This right here is probably the most important thing to remember. The goal is not to sound perfect. It's not about getting rid of your accent. It's about being understood. It's about communicating your thoughts with clarity and with confidence. It's all about progress, not perfection.
And this is the system, the roadmap that gets you there. The accent pyramid. You start with a solid foundation of sounds. You build on top of that with the structure of rhythm, and you finish it off at the top, the apex, by making it all a consistent habit. Sounds, rhythm, habit. That's the system.
You know, just like our source says, this whole process, it really just opens doors. These exercises are just tools, stepping stones, to help you communicate more clearly. And maybe more importantly, to feel a whole lot more confident and self-assured when you do.
So, there you have it. The whole pyramid laid out for you. We've given you the map. Now it's your turn to take the first step. The only question left is, which one exercise will you try today?